Recording in progress. Let me say this now for everybody. I miss you. I miss you. I miss our lives. I miss the randomness. I miss the talking, the singing. I miss the little chats on the side. I miss saying, hello, Linus. What up to so and everything. So I do miss you. So, in order for us to fix that, I got to ask you, tell your peoples to subscribe. I'm all the way here in a new channel doing new things. I don't know, but I need subscriptions. I need subscriptions. I need subscriptions because I think I can go live like at 1,000 subscribers. Don't think I have to worry about viewership as much, but I need you to go live. So let's do that piece first. Tell everybody, tell your mama, tell your kids, for your friends, tell them everybody that this is what we're doing. It's another chance, like I'm using this time to regroup and refresh and refigure out things and to talk to you, because that's what I do. I talk to you. I talk to you. And discuss some of the other things that's going. What I was going to say originally, though, is like, I can look at this new space kind of like how I did my move, right? And what I'm saying is that when I moved to Rwanda, when I moved to Dubai, when I moved to the different places that I moved to, I really didn't have a strong idea of what was going to happen. I just had a blueprint of how to make things move. So basically, if y'all followed me from America to Dubai, America to here, you can follow me from one YouTube channel to this YouTube channel, right? Hello, hey, how you doing? All that other stuff. And so I thank you. If you guys wanted to get talking to you right now about the power of your position, power of placement, we're going to talk about that. And I think that the question is, I was going to go ahead and start talking about Rwanda because I know that's what you want to hear and that's all I talk about. But I'm going to go ahead and be transparent. I am learning. So let me put this disclaimer here. I am not a financial advisor. I can actually say that because your girl is learning stocks and trades, and it's the power of a position. And so something happened to me today that was really eye opening. And we could talk more about this in a second. And what happened to me was that I literally learned the power of timing, especially when it comes into queuing in the option to trade. So when we talk about this, let me give this preface before I go to the power of a position. One, I know not nothing about trading. I am reading the Candlestick Bible. I am listening to all these people. And I talked a little bit about how the things in my top 5 things around me that influenced me have truly changed. I really have not listened to music as much as I listen to podcasts or different things. And the thing that's interesting to me is that I am actually learning news as it relates to financial markets. Like, that's really new. The trading piece, I am asking for a lot of miracles in a small amount of time. And I think that's unfair because really, in order to trade, I got to say this correctly, depending on the type of things you're going to do. If you're going to just invest and hold your money in the stock market, you can do that. You should be doing that. Number 2, if you have a 401k or anything, I strongly suggest for you to actually look into the stocks and the placement and positions of things. And if you can take ownership of it, you do so. I've just found out so many stories about people who could be growing their portfolios at maybe a 10 to 20% rate, but instead it's been growing at a 3% rate, all because of who we trust to watch our stuff. And remember what I said about vision. I'm the only one that can take care of my vision. Well, who you think can take care of your money? Oh, okay, you can. All right, cool. Unless you vetted the person and really know what they know that they're talking about. And so I talk about this because there's so many different levels of doing stocks and trading and being able to utilize that in such a powerful way. The reason why I started taking these classes is because for those people, and this is being transparent, I might as well be y'all, whoever hacked me. If y'all want to get all the information, here I am. But the reason why I did this is because there's not enough talk about sustainability when you move abroad. I'm not saying move to the continent, even though that's where I focus a lot of my work on. I think that the question is, how do you move abroad and sustain the lifestyle that you want or expect to have? And so for me, one of the things that I truly recognize is that for those who don't know, with all of the ventures, I still work a 9 to 5. And that is my primary source of income. And I am trying to transition away from that. So with the business ventures that I do or the different things that I happen, those are really just investments and time. I am investing time to kind of change. And what I'm saying is that if this is my income, this is my 9 to 5 corporate kind of lifestyle income. These are my new businesses, new ventures, my cousin connection, Hatama Farms, all that stuff. And my goal is in the next 3 to 4 years to be able to do this. So a lot of people are shocked to know that I still work an official 9 to 5. That's what I do. And that's what I can count on because I can't count on this type of money being big enough to take care of family, to take care of needs. I know that I have to invest time and grow, and slowly I can make these transitions. So, one of the reasons why I got into trading and stuff is to be able to stack more money. I think in the middle, I want to be able to create like this bubble transition so we can always have this foundation. I thought long and hard about that. And that's the reason why I am talking to you now about sustainability, because we are not having enough conversations when it comes to moving to the continent or moving abroad or doing different things about how do we sustain a lifestyle. Many of us are saving up our money to move. And so when you save up your money, you're trying to hit a goal. And so when you get to the continent, you're like, oh my God, I made my goal. I'm about to do this thing. Like, it's kind of like the same concept of when you're trying to get married. If you're just trying to get married, or you're trying to have a wedding and you dream of the wedding and all that stuff. Yes, the wedding is the big thing, but you're with this man or woman for the rest of your life. How do you plan to go through that? And you don't put enough planning into this is how we're going to fight. This is how we're going to communicate. This is what our twin year are going to be plans. This is what we're going to do. And so it's the same concept when it comes to moving abroad. I feel like I'm getting real bright. Oh, I'm getting real bright. That we're so busy looking at the wedding, and the wedding is coming down to the continent and dancing and being like, oh my God, I'm here and I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to drink champagne. I'm going to pop bottles. I'm going to go on safaris. I'm going to do this. I'm taking my pictures. I'm floating in the wind and everything's moving. And how do you continue to keep that income in? And one of the things that I do feel like we need to be more transparent on is not how much, because that's not none of y'all's business, but the how. And being transparent on if your how, I think it's a realistic how, because, and I say that because not everybody can do certain things. So how can you find your lane to find what you can do? Can you be a like I know my homegirl is like she's an editor, and so people be like, hey, I'm going to be an editor. How did you do in your English classes, player? Like, is editing your forte? Let's be honest here. Oh, I want to come and be a teacher. Are you certified? Because I got to be honest with you, for people who are like, hey, I want to come be a teacher, there is a totally different lane for if you're certified and if you're not certified. And just because you're not certified doesn't mean that you can qualify to teach for schools out here, especially if you're looking for certain pay scales or whatever. Like if you're looking at international schools, they are taking certified teachers. They are taking teachers at a certain level. And so that's a big difference of question. It's not like, oh, I can just turn around and I have an ESL certificate. I have 2 or 3 and, oh, I can do that. And so you're going to teach into a high school physics class. You're not going to teach into a high school physics class with that. Now, there are some small avenues for different countries to be able to do different things, and those are the things you have to learn. So we get back to the conversation of sustainability. How do you turn around and create a income or lifestyle or mindset or spirit that will be able to carry you through to get to what your end goal is of your freedom. Just whatever your freedom or whatever your space looks like, or your peace, how do you create that so you can get there? So I go back to one of the trades that I'm learning is trading. And it's frustrating, but I'm going to speak light because I know that's what my auntie would say. And I am speaking light. I am slowly becoming okay to be in the space. I'll say that. And I think that's a big deal for me, to be okay to be in spaces that were not originally for me. And I'll sit there and be honest, like with the trading portion, you're talking to a artistic, creative person who stumbled into the love of numbers and data and everything because I was educating others. And so coming into trading is once again a totally new field, and one that I have to hunker down. There we go. Hunker down and get into. So in this journey I have with, number one, I said becoming sustainable and building something out here that is a strong hold for my lifestyle, my family's lifestyle, my employees' lifestyle. That is the big goal of what one of the reasons why I have one of my ventures. So the power of position is that when I was queuing up one of my trades, I got the information. I did the charting. I have help. I have mentors. I'm going to sit here and tell you I am not the best. So I have to get mentors to help me out. I'm learning to put all this up. But a mentor called out a queue, like basically to get out your chart, look at this one, this is da da da. And I pulled out my chart and I went to the queue. And right before I was supposed to target in, I was distracted. Somebody came in and felt like they needed my attention right then. And I gave them my attention because I thought it was only like a quick 30 seconds or whatever else like that. And I was distracted. And people pleaser, trying to take care of everything and not setting that boundary. And so in that small distraction, I went ahead and queued in the trade and was like, bam, let's go. So in my little group, everybody's like celebrating. I'm like, yo, everybody celebrated. I'm in red. I'm like, dude, the stress levels right now. Like people up here like, yeah, party over here, pop, 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 and hop, and hop, pop. And like they all dancing and doing their two-step. And I'm over here like, why am I stressed out? Like, did I read the wrong letters? Which has happened. What's going on? Really thought I charted this thing out correctly, really tried I did what I did, and then realized once they started kind of saying their percents, like they were up 100% when I was up. I wasn't even up, dog, for a long time. Let me be honest, but I'll just give you the example of I was up like maybe 20%. Well, in that moment of distraction, the price of point of where I could have traded in was low, but I didn't trade in at the lowest price point at that point where everybody jumped. I traded in at a higher price point, which really was just off by like 4 or 5 minutes. But that different position changed the trajectory for me. And that's what I'm talking about kind of today, because when I got put in that position, it was tough. It was tough. I made it through. Woo. I'm learning so much. But it literally took me to, like, I will say, I'll just give like the example of 2 hours. In order for me to see a positive, when everybody else saw their positive, like within next 30 minutes or so, or 40 minutes, and could take profit and go home, I had to severely debate cutting major losses. Like I was in there crying, perspiring, all that other stuff, because when their bounce went up, I was kind of just like at the level that I actually went in. So I actually got in at like the high level, not the low. And so every time it moved, I was just going redder, redder. Is that a word? Redder, 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 redder to the reddest. Um, and it literally made me realize how we all can be on the same path, but just because of your position, your placement can be totally different. So we all can be in the same area in the same journey. But if I'm stepping in at a certain time and you stepping in at a different time, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're on the same page. It doesn't mean that we're seeing the same happiness or we're having the same peace. It just means that we're on a path that's similar, but it's all about your position. So it took me, it was a little bit like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and all of a sudden it changed. And it got to that point, like, and it was like your prayers change. It gets to a point where you'd be like, oh God, that's like, don't let me lose it all. Okay, okay. Oh, okay, I'm not losing it all. Oh God, I'm okay if I just lose 100. Okay. Oh God, okay. If I just get to a zero, if I can get to a zero, God, pray, this is $15. I feel so blessed for this $15. Um, and it actually went up. And this was funny because my homegirl was there. Shout outs to my girl. Say Nene. I'll do this now while there's no viewers. But she saw it, and I was literally about to get out. I was literally about to get out at the positive point, and then my homeboy, so he was always like, kind of said, one of the things that you do is you get so happy to get profit and you jump out and there's continual running. And I do that because there's two pieces you have to remember. You have to remember what your take home is and where you're happy at. And then for me is how do I make sure I don't cut myself off? So I've got a new strategy. We'll talk about it on a different time that really did work well for me this time. But once I kind of listened to that, I said, once I hit that positive point, I literally looked and I was like, yo, it's not finished. And, my girl was like, pull out, you got it, you got it, you got it, you out the negative. And I said, I got to get out that mindset of just being so happy to get out the negative and look to see if there's a positive. And what happens is this is where you read the candlesticks. And what happened is the wick, there's a whole bunch of technical stuff, but the wick didn't show it was finished yet. So I could have actually left and been okay, but there were signs that there was more to come. And so I actually stayed and rode that profit and came out in the positive. Y'all ain't gonna get to know my money, so whatever. But came out in the positive. And the whole thing was like, if I have to talk about the big lesson, there's so many lessons I'm learning to the point where I have to jot it down. I have a little journal and everything. But one, getting caught off guard or being distracted and not reevaluating before you jump can mess you up. It's okay to pay attention to things around you, but if you don't reevaluate before you jump, you can be in the red, baby. You can be in the red. Number two, stay in your journey. Just because people around you join in and everything else like that, you can get stuck being mad you're not joyous with them, and you forget the race that you're supposed to be in and the race that you're running. 3, learn how, I gotta say this, learn, like, first of all, the energy of just not staying in the negative. Like, I just don't want to be in the negative. I just don't want to be in the negative. I just don't want to be in the negative versus guide me towards the positive. Like, and reading that, like, that's just a transition. And no, it's still going to happen. Like, your girl is not going to be, razor proof. Like, there's still going to be that mindset, but it's a totally different way to look at things. Like, don't be so relieved. That's where I'm going. Don't be so relieved is not negative that you feel that you're not worthy to turn around and find the positive as well. Because you do have to know when to cut losses. Now, I got to say that you got to know the difference between cutting losses and being in a place that you prepared for. Those are two totally different things. How to cut your losses versus, are you in a place that you prepared for? And this is just the dark part. And I was going to say, I don't know if I'm at 4 or 5 right now, but this is a big one I really talk about a lot, is especially when in the darkness, is that, look, I was about to say, hope only gets you so far. Hope only gets you so far. You got to plan and you got to know. But I say only that because for those people who are in trading, and if you're talking about that psychology, hope is a dangerous drug. Hope is a dangerous drug that can drag you to the wayside. And you have to sometimes take the emotions out of, not sometimes, this is trading. You have to take the emotions out of what things are. It's numbers, it's stocks, it's businesses. And either you're in or you're out, or you're doing or you're scalping or you're whatever. And that's what it is. It's nothing personal. God blesses everybody. So you don't know which stock he blessing at what time. So you know your prayers can be answered, or your prayers can just be prayers. But I also say that piece because if you're not careful, you can take that same energy into so many other aspects of life, that you do something and you just hoping and you're banking on the hope, versus paying attention to the truth and coming up with other plans or whatever, and being strategic and getting in there. So that power of that position, let me get back to that, because I think I went on a tangent, but I love that tangent I went on. But the power of that position really puts you into a place where you just have to really refocus and rely the perspective. Because I can tell you this, if I literally got in with everybody else, I would not be having the revelations that I have right now. I would not be able to talk to you right now about the next part where we're going to tie all this together, because I would have just enjoyed the moment and not recognize the value of paying attention to the position. So now let's pull this all over to what you guys are trying to do. I'm ready to move. I'm trying to move to Rwanda. What am I going to do? Or just move in life. Your position is everything. And you can plan for a temporary position. You can plan for a long-term one. But your preparedness or whatever has to get you into that. So everybody's on the journey. Everybody should be on the journey. Let me explain that for real. I feel that the awakening is knowing that life is the journey. JS's journey. Life is the journey, and you have a right to travel it. And if you choose to do so, I think my biggest goal is that you have enough ammunition and knowledge and skills to be able to navigate your choices. And that's what it is. You want to be able to navigate the choices that are presented to you, and be able to build and go forward, or stop and say, I'm good. Do you know that some people's dreams is not going any further, but just sitting back and relaxing and being at peace? That's a dream. Not everybody wants to, travel. Not everybody wants to move to Rwanda. Not everybody wants to move out the country. Some people are just wanting to move in their soul and find their own peace. So the question is what is your position to get you there? Are you getting distracted? And how do you realign and readjust? How do you find your positives instead of focusing on how to get away from your negatives? Because when you try to focus on getting away from your negatives, what you're doing is you're so busy running from, you're not necessarily paying attention to what you're going towards. Hence and foremost, pay attention. Here we go. Let's say you're just in the jungle, the mighty jungle. The lion sleeps tonight, but bam, the lion is not asleep. The lion wakes up and sees you, and you looking like scrumptious on rice, So when the lion sees you, it's two things you can, well, actually, it's a couple of things you do. Hopefully you run. But if you run, there's two directions you can look. You can look back at the lion, or you can look forward to see where you're going. Same thing with life. Are you going to look back at what you've done, or are you going to look forward to where you can go? Are you going to focus so much on the negative and getting out, or are you going to pay attention to the positive and going forward? You see how I tied that all in together? Wasn't that hot? That was hot in the streets, right? That was hot in the streets. So, and that's the power of where we're going right now. So for those who are wanting to know more about Rwanda. I'm here to tell you about Rwanda. I'm here to hopefully help you understand a lot more about self so you can choose Rwanda. You can choose Gambia. You could choose Ghana. You could choose Dubai. You could choose UAE. You could choose Portugal. You could choose Panama. You could choose, who else do I hear about? Qatar, Oman. Oman, I've heard good things about. Spain, Mexico, Atlanta, Georgia, Tennessee. The thing is that when you're projecting yourself for your choice, are you positioning yourself to make sure that your choice is profitable for you? That's it. Is it profitable for you? So that's the power of a position. I think I'm tired now. I think I'm slightly sleepy. Any other updates? Because this is weird. I miss you guys like right here in the comments. J Essence Journey. For those who are interested, please check out the Relocate to Rwanda course. It's very important. It's very vital. We're actually going to start doing neighborhood tours in the course a little bit, just so you people who are trying to understand that piece a lot deeper. There's already so much great information in there. A lot broken down with visas, your technicals of getting in and out, a history portion to be able to do that, a relocation check guide. Didn't do a thing on languages. I should do that one. Recommendation list is coming up this week, so you can do all of that. So if you want to do that, it is relocate to Rwanda.teachable.com. And that's also in the link that I posted below, relocate to Rwanda.teachable.com. I'm serious when I kind of say, I know you're serious when you look at this. And there's so many questions that get answered. I think somebody the other day, and we're talking about too, was kind of talking about a housing budget, and the number they gave to me, I was like, ooh, nope, not realistic. And so by being able to say, have you checked out the budget section? That's one of the best sections I have. And I'm going to ask a couple more people to participate. And that is where I've asked my expat friends to actually give a monthly breakdown of what they spend their expenses on, so people can have a better idea. Like if I'm single and live in this area, what can I expect? If I'm married with children, what can we expect? I love that portion. And no, you're not going to get it for free. But all of that information is in there so you can see it. For others, if you want to just support, buy your girl a coffee. It's buymeacoffee.com at JEssence. I definitely love it. Could use it because I'm going through so much other stuff, trying to figure things out and sort things out and doing all of these things. At this time, I am going to wrap it up because I do feel like this is like dragging. I miss y'all. But the other piece of it is that I am also outlining a way to create the weekly series Wake Up Wednesdays into a podcast for those who are interested on taking me on the go. So I could be in your pocket, baby, whenever you want to. Nice and crazy, big and hazy. Get me in your pocket, baby. Put me in your pocket, baby. Let me turn around and drive you crazy. Yeah. All right. That one was kind of hot. I need to work on the rhyme pattern. So shout outs to all that. Shout outs to you. And like I said before, let's go back to the beginning. Can you help me get my subscribers back? I miss all 3,332 of you. 3,332. But I know we can do it. I know we can do it. So leaving you with some last words. Thank you for staying with me this long. Let's talk some more about sustaining who we are in our lifestyles. I'm still going to give you everything you want, Rwanda. Trust me and believe me. I'm going to do that. And I'm still going to always drop the knowledge. But let's be honest. For my viewers, I love you. I love you, even if I never see you or if you come to Rwanda. And if you had to ask me, I want your best for you. And so we're going to talk about how can we find that together. I am not coming here. I am nobody's guru, but we can discover it together. Can we? I hope so. I hope so. And I told y'all my secret, the secret of trading that has been quiet in my life. So please do not look at me as nobody follow. I will not be coming on YouTube, hopefully, and telling you, oh, this is my options call for the week. If I do that, you guys need to be like, sis, show us the receipts. And I'm gonna be like, because I don't have no story. I don't have no story. I will though. Remember what I just said about, talking about the negative, positive. All of the stuff that's happening in the red is to be able to shout about what's in the green, baby. So I will have a story one day. That's all for this time, and I appreciate it all. I'm gonna come up with a tagline. Nah, I'm not. It's gonna be too much. I'm still gonna be me. Peace out to y'all. Bye. Can't wait to get my subscribers back. 3,332. How about you? Will you subscribe to me, please?